All right, folks, today we are taking a look at the 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. First, let me open the garage here. So this is the 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. This is the 1958 model. And guys, I'm gonna just take you on a road with me today. A kind of day in the life of living with the brand new Land Cruiser. Now, as I mentioned, this is the 1958 model. So a base model, so you don't have many features. But one thing you do have that I think is cool that Toyota does not talk about is remote start. And to use it, you just press the lock button once, press it again, and a third time to hold. And then the lights are going to flash about 5 times, 8 times, 7, 8 times. And then the car roars to life. Now this is the iForce Max 4-cylinder engine, believe it or not. So it's a hybrid. It is a hybrid, and this big car has an electric motor, a gas motor, obviously, but the power is not too terrible. But let's go ahead and just hop inside of the car and get our day started. All right. So the air automatically comes on for you. Typically when you do the remote start, it tries to find the right setting for you automatically. So foot on the brake, push the start button here, then the car just comes to life. Now this one does have wireless Android Auto as well as wireless Apple CarPlay. I'm an Android user, so you're going to see Android Auto up there. You know what? And while we have the car sitting here, let me just show you how it fits in the garage, because this is a little smaller than the last generation Land Cruiser, and a lot of people were concerned about that. But as you can see, I have plenty of space. My garage is relatively large. It's a one-car garage, believe it or not, but as you can see, I have my baby boy over here, and then this big truck here. Plenty of room in the front, off to the side here, and around to the back. Pretty good space. So I think if you have a standard garage, this will fit perfectly fine in it. All right. As I get back in, now this car doesn't have any side steps or anything to get in, and it does have this accessory up top, which is, let me hop up here so you can see, nice and sturdy if you need to put anything on it. The rails are adjustable. These are locked into place, but you can put whatever you need to up there. But hopping in the car, it's not too tough. I drive 2 two-door cars, so I love being able to just get up in the car. Actually, folks, it's one of the first things I noticed when they dropped the car off to me was really how this truck sounded. Now, Toyota did announce that the Land Cruiser was going to be a hybrid, and that it was going to be a 4-cylinder hybrid at that. Now that is kind of scary. We got, what, a V8 truck in front of us. I'm gonna punch it so you can hear. Now, of course, that was uphill, not a 0 to 60 run or anything like that, but it has a very coarse sound to it, almost a grainy, not a $60,000 truck sound to it, but the pep that it has is actually quite impressive. Probably heard that. These are all season tires that the truck is sitting on as well. Again, make sure you watch the full review. I go over all of that. Toyota also has this system that they call PCS. I cannot remember what it stands for right off the top of my head, but I'll make sure I put it on the screen. And essentially all their cars just automatically brake. So if I'm coming up on a car, and I don't mean like an emergency stop situation, I mean it's doing it right now, just automatically brakes. And if you look right here, I don't know if it's shown on camera, a red light shows up each time the car the brake pedal is depressed, whether you do it or the car does it itself. So you have a really good idea of when it's doing it, like now. So it's almost like you're fighting with the gas pedal to keep the car rolling, which at first, to be honest, I was a little like, I don't like that. I would cut it off each time I got in the car, but now I actually leave it on. I've come to appreciate it, especially in a situation where something happens in a split second and the car reacts, which makes you react. It's kind of crazy how you can just really get used to almost not having to be as focused on the road. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that, but yeah, back to the car. So again, 1958 model, super duper base. I mean, this car has no features. The easiest way I described it to my friends, I said, you name it, this truck does not have it. I mean, manual everything, manual seats. Manual seats, hood prop for the hood. The boot is manual as well. You have to open and close it by yourself. It's not even a button inside the car to do it. These seats are cloth, and I mean, they're like old Toyota style cloth here. But I will say one thing about the seats. When I first opened the door to the car, I saw cloth and I was like, okay, haven't seen that in a long time. But they're actually almost like they feel very durable. They feel like they can take a lot. And as I have been driving this car around, Toyota graciously loaned me this car for 7 days. So thank you for Toyota, and thank you subscribers for allowing that to happen. But as I've been driving it around, I really start to fall in love with this being a base model. And I think I understand why. This model is for a specific buyer who is looking for, in my opinion, one of two things. You got the off-road people who, in all fairness, the top of the line model, the first edition, if you could still grab one of those, would be better off-road suited. But this is a Land Cruiser, so body on frame, great towing capabilities, great off-road capabilities. But I do feel like it's made for the off-road folks. It has everything already built in. You have crawl control, you have different drive modes to assist you with that. You just have all those niceties for off-road without the things that would ruin it if you were to go off-road, such as leather seats that can get ripped, all the electronic things that you just really wouldn't use or don't need if you get a vehicle strictly for off-roading or to overland or to build it up yourself. This car doesn't have any of that. It just has what you need to get to the trail and get over it. Now, it is $60,000 to do that, but I mean, if you got it to spend, this is a great option. Tons of electronic nannies here to make sure you don't get hit or hit someone. Now, this car also is lacking a front camera. Oh, it's just lacking so much. When you get into cars, you start to expect just certain things, especially at a certain price point. You just automatically expect them. A front camera, I mean, you couldn't Toyota throw that on there on the base model. I think it would have been nice if maybe they made it maybe like a package, an electronic package on the car. So, you know, if you want to get the power package, so to speak, you get power seats, you get a power lift gate, you get a front camera, just small things to make it a little bit worth the $60,000 price. But Toyota said, nope, take this. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, folks, we are pulling up. Now, this hybrid powertrain, I'm a little confused about. It will drive in electric only mode until about 14 miles an hour, I feel like I've noticed, and then the gas engine will come in. But just driving in general, oh, it just cut off, look, as soon as I'm talking about it. Just driving in general, I don't notice that it rolls in electronic mode or electric mode only much at all, actually. When the gas tank was full, it said it was getting about right at 301 miles to a tank. I wish I would have wrote the mileage down to be able to tell you. Now, let's find somewhere to park this thing so you can actually see how easy it is to park. Here's a spot. Good turning radius. We are in there. I'm gonna back up so I can park somewhere else and get out and take a look with you. Wow, look at that Volkswagen bus back there. How cool is that? Alright, so I'll pull right here. We'll stop. I'm gonna run into the store, but before I do, let me just show you around this thing outside of the garage. So again, folks, here it is, 1958. Now this color is called Media Shower. 1958 model is only available in 3 colors: black, white, and essentially gray, that they call Media Shower to make it, I guess, more fun. I don't know. Those wheels I'm not a fan of. These are the Geolander tires by Yokohama. Again, it's an all-season tire. It's not an overland tire, not an off-road big tire, but that's easily replaceable. And this is the manual tailgate here, which is so crazy to me. And then of course, if you want to get through the window, you can just open this here, reach in. With this very high load floor, you don't have to reach too high. And speaking of that high load floor, because this is a hybrid model, this is where the battery pack lives. It's about 4 inches or so that is lifted. So if you have to lift something up, you do have to take that into consideration. About 35 cubic feet of space. I think it's 35.7 to be exact. Does take premium fuel only, and by only I mean only, not recommended. Premium fuel only. And then we'll go under the hood here really quickly. And you can hear the engine roar to life. All those orange cords are the hybrid system, and then there's that 4-cylinder there, and you can kind of hear it. Ugh. It's very just, yeah. So there we go, folks. I'm torn on the car. I actually really enjoy it, but I'm really bothered by it as well. So it's a weird place to be. Again, $60,000, no, but I mean, look at the thing. It's really, really nice. So that's about it for the 2024 Land Cruiser 1958.